This is Bismarck 129, and this is the second part of my company battle. My unit of right flank have all routed, and I'm sending in another unit of phalanx pikemen to support my other unit of phalanx pikemen against his single unit of urban cohort on the left flank. But he's sending in his 4 units of urban cohort onto my 2 units of phalanx pikemen. One of them is engaged with his urban cohort. They're going to rout. I managed to get that unit of phalanx pikemen out of there in time before it could get caught in the combat and get wiped out.
Your general's nerve is broken, and
there goes my general.
Has thrown away his life and now feeds the carrion birds. His men may soon be bird feed too.
Dear, dear. But I managed to try and reform my line on the left flank, and I still have about 3 or 4 units of pikemen, including royal pikemen. There's one of my companion units which was going to hammer and anvil with it, but they were too late. Luckily I have about 4, I think, and a few of them, all my units have come back from routing. I moved my units up, but this is really a quality versus quantity battle. His urbans are way overpowered. They've got gold upgrades. My infantry have got only bronze upgrades. They really have a chance against these guys on their own. Now he's moving his units to the left in a hope perhaps to flank me, but I'm not too sure. Now in response, I also shift my units away to face this threat. His urban cohorts are all clustered together, and also they've taken very few casualties. Urban cohorts, they've I think only taken 2 or 1 casualties each, maybe some even none, I'd say. It just shows you how overpowered they are. Yeah, they're all clustered up, not a very good thing, and also my infantry is under archer fire. He's still got about 5 units of archers still. Some of these did rout and then came back, which is a right pain. Now I send in my pikemen on the right flank, but I made another mistake. I charged my royal pikemen towards his urbans, and I want to reform them into phalanx first, so they turn around, and his legionary cav come in the right time, and they cause a few and my royal pikemen take heavy casualties, and one of my phalanx pikemen is routed. Most likely it was another one of the units that came back from routing. Now his legionary cavalry did come back, has routed, so that's the end of his cavalry. But it shows you though how my infantry is poorly my quality of my infantry is poor in quality, and they all rout. Not a very good beginning on my infantry fight. But my cavalry, which have taken a right battering from archer fire and a bit of cavalry assaults, attack his archers. They rout those 2. I think they're down to their 20s, but I'm not too sure. But I've routed 3 of his archers. They're most likely archer auxilia Roman archers. He's got a unit of archer auxilia with his infantry, and I'm also firing my Cretan archers are firing at him with his playing arrows in a hope to reduce their morale. Although I doubt although it does any real effect to the urbans. Luckily, my pikemen that have come back from routing, and I have still the advantage of numbers. And I have the archer superiority, I also think. So his opponent is severely outnumbered, but his infantry has taken very little from the 2 attacks. 4, maybe 5 casualties from each urban cohort, compared to about half. Some of my pikemen have taken have lost half their men. Now he sends his archer auxiliary in a suicide attack with no purpose. They must have run out of arrows, so there was no point. He perhaps viewed them as useless. Now he sends in his urban cohorts on that single unit of phalanx pikemen, and some of them are taking Pele fire. But as you can see, these guys, they're some of the toughest guys, and not one has fallen yet. One has fell, but he got back up, and he's sending the whole weight of his urban cohorts on that one unit of phalanx pikemen. Now this is perhaps one of his first mistakes, just massing his army like that. And now I'm forming up a force on the right in a hope to strike him, flank him with my pikemen. This is really a great, this is I think one of the main advantages of having numbers. You can easily flank your enemy if they're completely outnumbered. I'm about to prepare the attack. I just sent a cavalry charge on his archer auxiliary, but my first unit of companion cavalry has just routed. Luckily, the second unit of companions will be more successful and rout the whole thing. Now we're left with this sort of a meat grinder sort of fight between my phalanx pikemen and royal pikemen against his urban cohorts, fully upgraded with gold attack and gold defense, and my pikemen with just bronze attack and bronze defense. But they had the advantage of quantity. Now I have my cavalry there, but I haven't charged yet. I'm mostly slightly afraid and things, but I have no idea why I haven't charged yet. But they're the toughest unit. Now one of his urban cohort is routed, so that's a bit of an advantage for me. And I'm still firing archers. He has no archers, he has no cav. Now I did a cavalry charge, a hammer and anvil, but it made no effect, and both my companions rout, and I've lost my cavalry. Now he's retreating a bit, pulling his men away from the left flank straight to the right flank, and now they're taking casualties. And now
this is a day of glorious victory. The enemy fought well,
my opponent has admitted defeat, and it was a real tough battle. We both made mistakes. I was an average victory. I had 1,159 kills and 933 men remaining. He had 957 kills and 279 remaining. Good game to T-Man.